What has happened, colleagues, is that a couple of years ago, as the NRF, we developed what we call the 5-year SCM strategy. As part of the NRF's mandate, or legislative mandate, you realize that we are reporting to the Department of Science and Innovation. So one of the things that we are passionate about, and we know that innovation is the future, is the fact that the current bill, if you look at it, is very silent on innovation. And as part of our inputs to both National Treasury and Parliament, we made a extensive or provided extensive inputs in relation to that. Really, this conference, we're just seeking to influence innovation in our public space, because we realize that as NRF, it's something that we're passionate about, but then our current legislative landscape, it's if I can use the word, silent on it. So we are looking forward to this conference, and we have also invited the Chief Procurement Officer of National Treasury. We have international speakers, world-renowned international speakers, and we also have Prof. I mean, all of you who've been on this, you know him. He's one of the renowned people that we are aware of, who knows this subject. This subject, I know, is also very close to his heart. So because of we are South Africans, the future belongs to us. If we don't do anything to change some of the challenges that we have as a patriotic South Africans, nobody's going to do that for us. So I see this conference also as an opportunity to make changes into a procurement space of South Africa.
Is to really bring global colleagues to share with us how innovation works globally, and how we can influence the legislators within government to ensure that really innovation finds space, particularly in our procurement, as you are aware of the bottlenecks and the red tapes that we go through. And we believe that if innovation can really find space, we could even improve service delivery, because service delivery with some research results proves that our processes does impact on service delivery. So there is no cost to attendance. NRF has been too generous, because it's the first of its kind. We set no registration cost.
Just in terms of the people that will be engaging on this topic, we are really talking about the highest international level of engagement that they can ever wish to have. It has surpassed my wildest expectations in terms of the people that's agreed to speak. As you've just said, also between Charles Edquist and Jacob Edler, they're the giants of this particular field, of this area, both seasoned innovation policy scholars and practitioners who's brought that to bear in the context of public procurement. And then from the procurement community, people like Louise Knight and Jane Lynch and Christopher Hukens and Barbara Allen, to highlight some of the international scholars that we've got, they are right at the top of the game. So I think we are extremely fortunate to have the opportunity locally to be able to engage with these absolute thought leaders in this area, to help us think through that link between public procurement and innovation. From defense procurement, where innovation has really been at the heart of what it's all about, to local government, to technology, to the conditions that one would need, the tools, the mechanisms, leadership, capacity building, a number of really interesting case studies. So we'll really cover the field, and the best of all is free of charge. Sean, if one then takes it even a little bit further, and colleagues can really do themselves a favor and Google a wonderful TED talk by the well-known economist Maloma, where she and it's called Government Investor, Risk Taker, Innovator, and it's a nice short tech talk. And if you're going to listen to that, she shares their examples of how in our everyday lives, things that we today take for granted, so things like GPS and touchscreen and Siri and almost anything on your smartphone, internet, for example, all of those can be traced back to public procurement. They all were originally developed in a procurement and then spilled over into the open market. And if one takes that perspective, if you see what can happen, then we realize how big this topic is. And there is absolutely no reason why we shouldn't think that that can happen here in our own municipalities, in our own government departments. I've got no doubt that the opportunity that can be created by public procurement for innovators, for people with brilliant new ideas, and that the spin-off effect that can have is massive. I mean, think internet massive, because that's literally an example. And that power and how to unlock that is something that I think is incredibly exciting to think about.